Welcome to day 295 of the 300 Movie Challenge. Today we watched the highest grossing film of December 2018, which was Aquaman.
Fucking Fishman made over $1 billion.
I still don't understand how that happened
I don't get
exactly.
it. Just
By the end of
why?
it, I was like, "Oh, hey, it's Mermaid Man." Because anyone who knows SpongeBob, he wears like the yellow top and then like the green pants, and
Well,
I was
yeah, I'm
like,
pretty sure that's the whole inspiration of that guy. So
"But
Yeah.
who's Barnacle
I
Boy?"
don't fucking know. What am I? This the SpongeBob mythos expert?
You didn't even watch SpongeBob.
Exactly. Um.
Okay.
Hmm?
I guess we're gonna start by saying what we like first, and then what we dislike second.
Like, sure. Okay.
Um, no, I was just asking, but main reason being is that I have one thing I liked and one thing I found really weird.
Okay.
Which is the thing I liked was the scene where they went down with like the flare charge.
Oh yeah, that was
But
visually interesting with that.
that was really visually interesting with the red contrasting with like the deep ocean water and everything.
Mm-hmm.
That was really cool. As for a thing that I disliked, the dialogue was so strange. I don't know if that's just me.
Yeah, it was like trying to be like legitimately like cool and epic, but then at the same time, like Aquaman's lines were like super jokey.
Not only that, but like especially at the end where she's like, "This is our king," it almost sounded as if it was dubbed.
Mm.
Like this was not the original language that we were listening. And I was like, that can't be right.
This is our king.
It's kind of like why does she sound so unnatural in this?
Yeah, I mean like I've heard that her like a lot of uh I've heard a lot of people just don't like her like really at all, and like I don't know. I don't think she's like great, but she didn't really bother me. I don't know. I just think she's kind of like okay, but I don't know. I mean, to be fair, basically my outlook of like every character is kind of like okay.
Mm.
Um, but I think for me the only okay to me this movie is okay, and like for what it is, right? Obviously, this is gonna be kind of dumb. Uh,
I mean, it's awesome.
yeah. So like given that it's fairly well made. The plot is like again, it's serviceable, I guess. It's not that interesting, but like, eh. But what I guess kind of elevates it from like true neutral, or maybe from that for me, is that like the visual design is of like everything
Yeah.
is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's interesting though because it's not so much that like the effect quality is really good. Like it's good, but like there are some times where you're like, okay, the quality is a little iffy. But like it's almost like that they're so confident in their visual aesthetic that like it kind of doesn't really matter. Does that
Right.
make any sense? Yeah, it's kind
Yeah.
of
They
yeah,
kind of own it,
right,
even though it's
exactly.
kind of iffy in some spots. But I guess they do. They take a lot of risks with it.
Yeah, reminds me probably closest to like the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff.
Mm. You're
So,
right. Yeah.
in terms just again just like the scale of just doing all of these people and places and technology that's totally new and weird. You know.
That's it. Actually, when you mentioned Guardians of the Galaxy, there was a lot of synthesizer.
Oh yeah, I was thinking of that too because
Yeah.
at parts, especially when like they were, going for. There were some times where it's like a bit more comedic or whatever. I'm like, especially with the music, I was thinking like this is kind of reminding me of Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Thor Ragnarok is better by a
Yeah.
decent
Yeah.
amount, but it does have a kind of similar feel at points. Um,
Oh, actually, speaking of which,
hmm?
I find it kind of funny that in Marvel it's Norse mythology, and then in DC it's like Greek slash
Oh.
like Roman mythology.
Yeah, actually,
Hmm.
because that was
Because
referenced.
Wonder Woman is like also like in
Oh
that
yeah.
thing
Oh
too.
yeah.
Oh, that is kind of
I wonder if
interesting.
there's like some like in-universe connection there. I don't know.
No idea.
I don't know. I don't know. I know DC better than Marvel, like outside of the movies, but I don't know that stuff that well. Um,
Hmm.
that said, actually, okay. So the whole thing with like the Black Manta, um, so that whole that group and those people or whatever, they're part of Young Justice. So I was like, oh, and that because it's in terms of how they were introducing some characters, I was like, wait a minute, are they gonna do this, the thing they do in Young Justice? And they don't. So it is a different like interpretation than what I've known. So I'm sure it's I'm sure they've kind of both interpretations have been done before to some degree in the comics. But
Hmm.
it was just interesting because I'm like, oh, I recognize this. It's actually pretty close in terms of like the base character roles, but like the attitude and personality is different in certain angles. I'm not going to really go into a lot of detail because I think people should see Young Justice and kind of witness how that goes. But it was just interesting because I was like, wait, is this that guy? And it wasn't. But I was like, oh, okay. It was interesting.
Oh,
So I guess I'm a little disappointed that they don't give us Calder. But, oh well. That's, I guess potential somewhere else or not. I mean, the show still exists, so.
Says that.
Yeah, so that was interesting. Like especially like the suit and like the whole like the head thing with like the the mat and the helmet thing. I was like, oh yeah, that's totally what that is. So that was interesting. I have like no reference at all for any of the Marvel stuff. So there's literally nothing where I can go like, oh, I know what that is. But here I'm like, oh, I know what a decent amount of this stuff is just because I've seen several of the DC shows and stuff like that. So
Mm.
yeah, like I knew who that group was. Yeah, I knew who Orn was. I knew that's kind of it. To be honest, I didn't like. I don't know Aquaman really, that well because
I guess he doesn't play a huge role in like the Young Justice or anything.
no, he's there, but again, of course, the Young Justice they focus on like the younger guys, right?
Does he show up in Justice League that much?
Well, yeah. So he's not like the primary members of like the animated Justice League. He's in the show, but he's not like the main group. So, yeah. But I don't know. Yeah, I let's see. There's something else that I wanted to point out that I did like a decent amount. No, I guess it was just kind of yeah. I guess to me, it's very nice visuals, with everything else being
Oh wait,
okay
I
or
know
whatever.
it's something you wanted to bring up.
Which
The
thing?
plot.
Oh, yeah, like as it was continuing on, I had to like look it up on my phone like to just see if I was following along, and I guess like maybe it's because I'm really tired, but I couldn't follow the plot very well because I guess there were like because like there were so many visual things going on, like maybe I lost track of a couple of the like concepts or the people or species of people that like were underwater.
Yeah, no, I do admit that like the plot was kind of presented in a kind of confusing way.
Maybe in that
Yeah.
way too. It's also like Guardians of the Galaxy 1 where I was like I'm not able to follow what's going on very well because of all this stuff that's getting thrown at you. So
Hmm.
I guess in that way it is kind of similar, just
Yeah.
with the presentation and
But I don't think the pacing in here also helped either.
No, the pacing was kind of weird. Like
Yeah.
again, especially in the beginning where they kept having these like weird kind of cuts back to when he was like training as a kid or whatever, and it always felt
Yeah.
like really kind of jarring, and it was just like, eh.
I always hate when they do that.
Because at least with Guardians of the Galaxy, they stayed in one time frame.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
you see the beginning, he gets abducted by aliens, and then you see him as an adult.
And then that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, oh, I remember something I wanted to say. His dad. I was like, this guy looks familiar, and he sounds familiar, and so I looked it up, and I was right. He's Jango Fett from the Star Wars prequels, who is like the guy who's the template for all of the clones.
Oh.
So yeah, that was like that was
that's interesting.
yeah, I was
So
like
not
it's,
just any lighthouse keeper.
yeah, he's the fucking clone master or whatever who got decapitated by Mace Windu, but whatever. Um, But yeah, that was interesting. So it's just like, wait a minute. But yeah, that's who that is. Um, it's not too much else I can really think of that was. Yeah, again, like the story is kind of it's a bit long-winded, and characters. I don't think any of us think any of them are like great, but I don't think any of us think
Mhm.
that they're like bad characters.
Yeah,
They just kind of are there and they're tolerable.
they're
Um,
functioning in the plot.
yeah, and then but the visuals I think do help elevate this over like true neutral for me. So I'd put this somewhere as like as, it's a net positive. It's not like a huge net positive, but it is a decent amount. But this movie was pretty long though. It had like a good amount of stuff going
Yeah.
on. So even
Yeah,
even then, I feel like I don't really know what else to say about it.
That's it. 2018.
Yeah, this is our
last one.
last
actually.
full year. Yeah, we have 5 left. Oh God. Well, so we have 5. We have 5 videos left to post, but we've already seen 3 of them. So because we realized we're probably gonna have to see a lot of these in theaters and for 2019, and so yeah, we've already seen 3 of them. So it's a little strange in terms of going into that and seeing how that's gonna go. But yeah, 2018 overall was pretty good, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so too.
I think okay. So actually, something that I thought was kind of interesting. So you know how, again, I've been for the ranking list. I've been like averaging the years as we go, just to compare the years overall.
Mhm.
And so like 2017 was a pretty dang good year for like my averages. It was I think it's like 3rd or something. I don't know, but it's pretty high up there, right?
Mhm.
And then I was like, you know what? Let me re-average it, but just ignore 50 Shades Darker. And if I just take that out, it jumps to 1st, like, handedly.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Even with Despicable
Yeah,
Me
even with
3.
Despicable Me 3, it's still 1st by, like, a decent margin. So,
Wow.
No.
but yeah, because there were several... Because, again, besides those 2, like, none of the other movies are, like, bad, besides those 2, right?
Right.
And
yeah.
there's some that are kind of but, like, they're not bad, right? And then there are several that were, like, really solid. Like,
Yeah.
this, and like these 3 also, and then so it's like there's a lot of like pretty damn good movies, and then there's really wasn't anything that bad for 2017. This year I feel was not quite as good, but maybe also not quite as bad. I don't know, like because there was nothing as bad as Fifty Shades Darker, like
Yeah.
but I mean, okay, I'm pretty sure we would all also agree that the worst film was Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom.
Yeah.
But
You watched?
yeah, I know.
I kind of forgot that too.
Yeah, but like, I'm trying to think like what would be second worst. Like, there isn't really anything that I can point to that's like an obvious
Which
choice.
is really sad considering we have the Meg.
Yeah,
But
like the
even
Meg.
though I wouldn't say it's second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was at least decent.
Yeah, stuff. Okay, like for example, movies that I would say were kind of, meh, leading to or like mixed in terms of or if they are quote unquote good movies, are like, yeah, the Meg, maybe like Ready Player One, like Venom and Bohemian Rhapsody again, depending on how you view it,
Yeah.
And then probably next up would be like this, the 2 Maze Runner movies,
Deathstar, yeah.
Deadpool, and then we had Black Panther, Mission Impossible Fallout, and Infinity War were like, also really solid. So I think overall this is quite a good year. I'm be curious to see where exactly it falls, but this was a good year in terms of just like decent movies. They're not, maybe they weren't all like amazing, but they were decent, right? So yeah, that's definitely. I've noticed that like the 2010s, and we're going to talk about this a bit more like when we actually get to the end of what we're doing. But the 2010s, like, there really have not been many like really bad movies.
Yeah. I think aside from the Despicable Me like sequels
And 50 Shades.
and 50 Shades.
Yeah, besides that, like, what else has been like actually bad? Like, I'd say the Jurassic World stuff has been pretty damn bad. Maybe not quite to the same degree as those things, but like probably one step
Taken
better.
3?
Taken 3 was pretty damn bad. We're totally. Oh yeah, Hunger Games is okay. We had the Transformers shit, and like okay, Noah was pretty bad.
It's like okay, wait.
But no, but still like that. We're listing, what is this in total? Like 10, 15 things.
Yeah.
For a whole decade, that's pretty good, So
that is pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, because like I see so many people who are like, oh, the movies now are like, they're so formulaic and like there's no creativity anymore, and I'm like, I kind of agree, but at the same time, like, if the formula gives you things that are inherently like okay and not bad, I'll take it.
Yeah.
So.
Not only that, but have you seen the 90s?
Yeah, God.
Or 2003?
Yeah. Yeah, like I would. Yeah. So, and there's a lot of like, of course, not just like the MCU, which, well, that started in the 2000s technically, but, there's a lot of series that we've seen that were here that, were really solid. Like the Planet of the Apes stuff, for example.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I honestly, because I've seen people talk about how, oh, we're at this, movies suck right now and Hollywood's running out of ideas and we're entering this like dark age of movies, and I'm just like, no, you have toxic nostalgia for your childhood where you think it's better than it really was, because it wasn't. So, yeah. But, well, I guess we are moving on to our final 5 movies, our 5 movies of 2019. Which we are all seeing in theaters, and which we have, again, already seen and talked about 3 of them, which you will hear about starting tomorrow with, an
interesting one.
Yeah, it's the 3rd movie in a trilogy that we haven't seen the other 2 as part of the challenge, so...
Yeah.
See how that goes.
Just 5 more movies, guys.
Oh boy, this is weird. I feel like we were, like, in, like, 2014, like, a month ago.
I know, right?
Oh,
it feels like
it all wrapped up really fast.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Okay, I think we're all like really tired, so
yeah.
Let's be
time to go back to sleep.
Yay! Bye.
Bye.